Hey, hi, hello, and welcome in. Didn't mean to switch up the screen there for you or from you guys so quick. That was kind of crazy. But welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys are having a great night. Hopefully, the background isn't too loud. I had it up kind of. So let me just get myself ready here by turning on my little fan. That's literally all I have to do. So, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya, and we do talk all things true crime. So that if that's something that you're into, or and if you did appreciate tonight's case coverage, or you just appreciate the show in general, hopefully you'll consider subscribing to the channel. If you guys don't mind taking a second, hit the like button. That really helps as well. I know we always ask you guys to do a million things in the beginning. We're like, do this, do this, do that, do this. So welcome in. Yeah, happy eclipse day. Did everybody see the eclipse? We saw it. Vincent was at work, but he called me. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. Let me know if you guys got a chance to see it. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, got a heart test tomorrow. Oh, I thought you meant you had to run. I was like, oh no, but that's not good either. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Mel Macker. I think I said hi to Mary Beth twice. That's fine though. Hey, Therese. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Mike. Lenora's in here. Catherine. I'm kind of going through the names kind of fast. You know me, Queen Olive, Siggy's here, Spilled Beans, Miss Anonymous, Heather. We're bringing all the people in. Hey, Randy. Smelly Story, aka Black Spider. I like that. Smelly Story. I like that a lot. Well, I'm glad you guys are all doing well. We had it today. I don't know if like that's what's put me off or what, but woke up today and I thought I was getting sick. And I still feel like that. So knock on wood, because I've said on this channel so many times, and that's probably what did it, that I haven't been sick in like 10 years. But my nose is a little runny and like I feel a little congested. So if I sound like it, I'm sorry. Hey Deborah. Hey West Virginia Holly Girl. It's good to see everybody in here. Hey Yankee Kyle. There, we're going to the end. Hey Linda. So yeah, if I sound a little congested, that's just why. But hopefully I feel better tomorrow. I think I just need to take I just need a good night's rest, you know? And I think that's what it is. My immune system's just down a little because I need to take a little nap, I guess. Hey Jennifer. I got some pictures too. I just really couldn't tell what they were, kind of. Like I could see it, but then when I was taking it with my with my phone, you couldn't really see it through the phone. But I'll have to put some on there. I know, DM. I know. I can't get sick. Time's money. Money's time. I'm always one of those people, like, I'm always on the go and I never want to like stop. So today I was like laying in bed. I was just like, oh, I don't want to get up. I felt like I didn't want to get up. But then I was like, just get up and clean a little. I might be disinfecting this place too much. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Solo. Really, that might be it. That might be what it is. Let's go over to my notes. We're going to be talking about a new case tonight. So, new case, kind of exciting. But we've been covering all the cases on this channel. We haven't really covered Sebastian's case the last couple of days because of all of the madness that's going on surrounding that case. It's very tragic for Sebastian and Sebastian only, in my opinion. It's people are going in and doing some really messed up things, in my opinion, in that case. And then it's making other people that are factual creators that want to put out the facts and stuff. We just don't even want to do it anymore. Like I don't want to get in that mess. I'm seeing clickbait titles like after clickbait title. I can't take it. So I figured we would do another case tonight. Hey, baby girl, welcome in. But yeah, because we need a break sometimes. Now I know that this might not be the most popular case, but I thought it was really interesting when I was listening to it. So I thought I'd bring it to you guys because it's been out for like I don't know, a week or so. But I've been wanting to cover it, but it just seems like there were so many more updates in our other cases. So now we can go to this one. So, like I said, we're covering a new case. When I first started researching this case, I didn't think that there was like that much information out, but the more I continue to like dig, the more I found. So we're going to get like a good understanding of overall kind of what's going on in this case. And then over our next, few lives over this case, we'll go like deeper down into it because I haven't even touched the Facebook groups yet, and I never used to go to those Facebook groups, but sometimes they'd be talking in there. Like, nothing that I'll take for, like, as truth, but it'll get me to where if I see something that's interesting, I can go and, like, research it, see if it is true. So, one of those deals. But basically, I'm just gonna give you guys some context, for what we're gonna be talking about tonight. So I'm gonna pull the ladies up here. Can't really see the writing that well, but I'll read it to you. Hey, Cat's Life. Oh my gosh, it's such a royal area. Yeah, royal area. I can never say that word. There's nothing out there but like silos and tumbleweeds. Like there's no cameras. There's nothing. There's nothing out there. Um, so it says here at risk missing persons. I'm gonna blow my nose really quick. Sorry, guys. I'm not sick, but I promise you I'm not. Just needed to blow my nose. I don't know who I'm trying to convince. I feel like I'm not, sick. I just feel a little, I don't know, under the weather, I guess. But these are the two ladies. Veronica Butler is going to be on the left, and then Jillian Kelley is on the right. It's Jillian. I keep wanting to call her Julian. Sorry, I have a friend named Julian. So Veronica's 27 and Jillian is going to be 39. And I'm just going to go through them one at a time so it's a little bit easier. But Veronica is 27. She's 5'4", red hair, green eyes. And she was last seen wearing blue short sleeve shirt, denim shorts, and Hey Dudes. And then her friend here, Jillian D. Kelley, she's 39. She has brown hair. Well, her picture looks blonde to me, but blue eyes. And she's had whitewashed blue jeans, a long sleeve shirt, and tanner beige shoes on. So if you've seen any of these ladies, call the local sheriff department. Let me find out. Wow, it doesn't even have a local number on here. But they're endangered missing. This is an endangered missing alert. And it's been activated by the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. And so basically, these two ladies went to pick up Veronica's children, and they were picking them up to take them over to a birthday party, or they were going to a birthday party. Their vehicle was found abandoned just south of Elkhart, Kansas, and the car was found 3 miles from where their destination was. Like they were almost to their destination. So the investigators have come forward and said there is evidence of foul play. They have found the car abandoned. I've heard, but different people are saying different things, but I'm not sure exactly what they found in the car. Investigators, as far as I know, they haven't come out and they haven't said anything. So we're just waiting to hear. Now it's a little crazy because there's so many names in this case. So I want to show you, let me show you this here so I can kind of, okay. I didn't have pictures for a lot of these people. So these are my pictures. But this is going to be like my little family tree. And I forgot to change Veronica's name at the top. So you know what? Let me actually do this and let me change it. So that's going to bother me. I can't remember her first name. Okay, we're just going to put, there it is. Okay. I couldn't remember her first name, but I can remember her second. And that's weird because her first name is pretty easy to remember. It's Tiffany. So let me just share this again. And then, yeah, sorry about that. I thought I was so prepared. I was like, I'm on my overlay up and everything. Got me. Should be, if I download the same one, I'll be like, are you kidding? Nope. Okay, I didn't. So I wanted to do this because it was kind of confusing when I started reading off the names. I was like, what, who, and where? Like, who are these people? So this is going to give us a little bit of a better understanding. I put this together in like 5 minutes, so I'm sorry it's a little childlike, but it'll give us a little visual. So Tiffany Adams is the grandmother. So she's up top there. Now her son is Wrangler Cole Rickman, and he has children with Veronica. And they have 2 children. They have a son that was born December 18th, 2015. And then they have a daughter that was born April the 2nd, 2018. So I'm assuming that it was the daughter's birthday that they were going to celebrate. Really? That's weird. Oh, that's what they said. I said south of Elkhart. Maybe it's, let me see if I can look it up. So maybe that's what it said. I don't know. Maybe it was their county. Elkhart, Kansas. Maybe I'm saying like maybe you're hearing it wrong. Elkhart. I'm reading it right now. It is doesn't tell me population. It is county seat in Morton County, Kansas. Population 1,888. Not very many people live there. Live in old Elkhart. Hey, Rumsey. Yeah, the south of Elkhart. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to tell you guys all the names before I read this article here. And before I read this article, I'm going to grab something really fast. Sorry, guys. Hey, pancakes. Welcome in. Okay, sorry. I had to grab a drink. Really? I have questions. I live in a town of 1,300. Wow. I lived in a town just like that. It had, I think, like 2,000. It was every morning at 6 a.m. I worked at a diner. You could find all of the old men. You bet your butt. They would be sitting up at the bar, drinking their coffees, gossiping more than the women. More than the women. I learned so much from that little town by them old men that I would serve when I was at I worked at a little diner there. It's pretty fun. Your town's 2,600. Wow. Where am I at? There I am. You don't have a lot in your town either, Solo. I don't think we do here either. Actually, I don't even know. Let's see. Now I'm curious before we get into this article. Oh, wow. We have 47,000 people that live here. Look at that. A lot bigger than I thought. I came from a town about the same amount, though, I think, like growing up. Every time I see your name, I literally want pancakes. No, PKC said 400 population where I live. Who who does that? Who does that? So let's go over to here. So I had an article that I wanted to read you guys, and I accidentally hit close all tabs. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. It was like right for the life. So I'm going to read over this one. It's just as good. It just gives us a better understanding of like what I just kind of said, like what they were going to do, and they were also, there's also some other things, like custody battles and things of that nature. We'll kind of dip into that. And then we'll watch, Nancy Grace did an episode over this a few days ago. I saw this on News Nation like a week ago or something like that. And I was like, this seems like a pretty good case to cover. And then, we had a bunch of updates and stuff like that. Brian Kohlberger went to court. And then I figured they would have been found by now. And they still haven't. So here we are. We're going to cover it. That's 400 people, man. Two Kansas moms who were traveling together, and one of Jillian, she's like a preacher's wife. I don't know why that makes any difference, but that's what a lot of people are talking about. But I will say that they both had really good, good paths in life. Veronica owned a, I believe it was like a nutrition store. So, they both were doing okay, I guess, for themselves. So it says they were going to pick up their children in Oklahoma's Panhandle, have not been seen in more than a week. Police suspect foul play. Jillian Kelley, 39, was traveling with Veronica Butler, 27, to pick up Butler's young children in Eva, Oklahoma, but they never arrived. Their vehicle was found abandoned in Elkhart, Kansas, just a few miles from their destination. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation said in a Facebook post on March 31st. What investigators discovered in the vehicle has led them to suspect foul play is involved, the OSBI said in an update. the bureau has not released what they found or what was found. So I was listening to like an update on this case, like a press conference, and they pretty much was just like, we found the car, but and we know that like we suspect foul play. We know there's foul play, but they wouldn't tell anything else. They're really keeping everything close to the vest in this case. Really, really close. Yeah, kind of like a Thelma and Louise. Yeah. I wonder if they man, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? But that, yeah, I mean, that's what a couple people were saying. So I wonder what they found. Kelly is the wife of Pastor Heath Kelley of the Hugoton. I don't know if I'm saying that right. First Christian Church in Kansas. The Christian Post reported, and I think I actually have them up. I do. To read something. A video posted to YouTube last week shows church officials praying for the Kelley family. I watched a little bit of that. Willow Christian Church also posted prayers for the missing women on Facebook. I didn't really get the pastor though, because he came like the first thing he said when he came out, I don't normally say a prayer, is what he said. And I'm like, what? What pastor? I mean, who, what? So I don't know. I don't know about that. Please be in prayer for these women. Jillian is the wife of our new minister, Heath Kelley, and the sister-in-law of church member, Hillary Kennedy. The church said, please pray that Jillian and her friend Veronica are safe and that they're found quickly. God, please bring these women home to their families that are so worried about them. And I didn't do a timeline on or family tree um, on Jillian because it's just her and her husband. As far as I know, they may have kids, but no one has said anything about the kids, her having kids. Um, please, or God, please bring these women home to their families that are so worried about them. Butler was a member of Hugoton Assembly of God, and her pastor told ABC News that the two women were acquaintances rather than friends. See, that's what I don't get. Does anyone know why they were like? So I'm seeing that a lot. Like they were acquaintances. So did she just go with her because this girl had no other friends to go with her? Like, so that everything would go cool? Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause I've heard that there was custody going on. So, I mean, why would you don't have a friend to take with you? You know? Hey, pickle me. Yeah, the people that are out there are a joke. They're a joke. They're all a joke. It's so bad. Um, and if I see one more clickbait title tonight, I'm gonna scream. It appears that this was not a willing incident on their own to have taken off. It looks to me that there's something more involved. The two women were traveling to pick up Butler's 6-year-old daughter and 8-year-old son. The children were living with their biological father's mother, so the grandmother. Butler was reportedly involved in a custody dispute with the father of her children. And also Wrangler Cole Rickman, this guy, he was released from like jail or prison to go to a rehab center. And I'll read you that too. Um, hmm. Rickman had been released from prison. Oh, we're here, where he was serving a sentence for possession of a firearm just a week before the women went missing. But Lauren Conlon, an independent journalist, spoke to Rickman's grandmother, who said Rickman had been released from prison and ordered to go to rehab on the same day. She said Rickman was in rehab when the women disappeared. Now, I have a big problem with this. The dude goes in for a gun charge. And he goes in and he says, what? He has a drug problem and you just let him go to rehab now? I mean, normally you just gotta suck it up and go through the withdrawals. So I don't understand that if he went in for if he went in for a possession of drugs, I would see why they would release him to let him go to rehab. But let me know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. No, I think he left the treatment. um, Rickman was checked into rehab on the 22nd, 30 days no contact, and cannot leave any outings from the facility for 30 days and has to be there for 6 months. OSBI confirmed he was there, the grandmother said, and this was, when did she post this? I saw this earlier. April 3rd. Let's see if there was, if they said anything, but they didn't. So this is basically what they I don't know if I can hopefully I can zoom in on this. Okay. So personal recognizance means they're gonna let you out based on the trust. They're gonna give you the trust that you will come back to court or you'll come back to jail or whatever, what have you. Um, in my opinion, if he's got the means to run, he's probably gonna run, but that's just me. I mean, if he's able to get out. I hereby request the court to order my release on this personal recognizance. Just, just saying that, he has to surrender himself within 5 days if he fails, to follow what's cited here. It says, in consideration of such release, I hereby agree to appear in person in said court within 72 hours of release or departure for any reason from inpatient treatment. I'm blaming the solar eclipse tonight. And he's at the Salvation Army in Oklahoma City. And this shall start on the March 22nd at 8 a.m. Upon leaving the facility, I shall appear at such time as directed by the court and there to abide the order of the court until finally discharged. I'm getting a priest. I'm just reading the chat a little bit. Oh, did someone come in? Yeah, I didn't even notice. Okay, so this is just his, conditions. He won't have possession of alcohol or drink any alcohol or any drugs. The defendant shall report to the treatment facility for a successful completion of not less than 6 months. That's a long time. Isn't that a long time? Isn't it usually like 90 days they kick you out? Who is it? I'll kick them out. Let me go back up. I didn't see who it was or what they said. Who is it? She's going after Mary Beth. Who is it? There's no mods here but me. Actually, there should be Vincent, but let me go. Let me find her. I wonder who goes under alts. It has to be like an alt. Like, I don't even see it. Like, did the person, I don't know if they can block me from seeing it, but. Okay, here we go. Wonder who this person is. Like, I'm going to look into that. I want to know who that person is. I've got questions. Jennifer Gonzalez. Okay. Okay, let me just take a picture of the name so I don't forget the name because y'all know me. I'm just going to see if I see her anywhere where I'm at. I just feel like people are just, when they say stuff like that, it's like jealousy, especially because they come out of nowhere. I told Vincent about that the other day, or like something like that happened yesterday. And he was like, Mary Beth, but she doesn't do anything to anyone. And I'm like, exactly. Like he even said that. Basic ass name like Jennifer. You know what? Actually, I don't even like Jennifer. I don't even like a Jennifer. There's a Jennifer I don't like. I'm the mod tonight. I got her. I got rid of her. Should have got rid of her unless she's back with more. Like with another. Okay. I got her. Yeah. I got her right after you guys had said a couple of those. I couldn't find the comment. I was like, where is that comment? I'm sorry about that, Mary Beth. People are just so freaking messed up. And it says that here that the defendant shall require representation or be a representative of the treatment facility to immediately notify this court of the defendant's release. So just wanted to give you a little education on that. So there is a custody battle going on. And this whole mess, there's Veronica and her ex, Wrangler Cole Rickman. We're going to call him Wrangler. They have been in a custody battle, and then his mom's included in it because she's been there taking care of the children while he's been in prison and rehab. Now, I haven't read through all of this yet, so maybe we'll learn together why she didn't have the kids, but Oh, you're okay though, Jennifer. You're different, Jennifer. Do you wear heels and walk really fast? That Jennifer scares me. Someone I used to work with, she scares me. Her name's Jennifer. Um, it says the motion. Oh, wait, actually, let me go back up. Let me share this with you. It says here, I just wanted to read you the end of this. So, court documents show that Butler, the father of her children, as well as his family, were involved in a bitter custody dispute over the children. And like, so these motions were out in the public eye, like that we were able to view them, I guess, in the beginning of this case. And then they just sealed them all up. And they're like, now they're sealed. So now nobody can go back and look at them, but we have them. We have some. I'm just kidding. My name's not Jennifer. I'm like, oh, but we like you. Because I didn't, I mean, I do like the name Jennifer. I mean, yeah, I kind of like the name Jennifer. But I don't like the woman I used to work with. Sorry, I had to grab a drink. I'm like, my little throat's hurting tonight. Bye, Felice. That's all you can do. I mean, people, man, they've said so much about me on the internet. But you don't have a channel, so you shouldn't be getting talked about. I signed up for this life. That's mystery warrior. That's a good idea. I mean, yeah, hopefully they can ping their phones out there. I mean, it's out there. Do you think so? Wagner Road type mess? Squeaky wheel. I grew up there in that area. Yep, I sure did. And I was like, why are people not wanting me to? I mean, I need to cover that case just because it's 8 people coming after a different 8 people. I mean, a family of 5 coming after 8 people. Like, I mean, another family. It's crazy. Hatmeal, what is it called? Hatfield and McCoy's. What was that in 2018, 2017 that happened? 2016. So the motion alleged that the father, Wrangler Cole Rickman, was a drug addict who had no interest in caring for his children. It noted, however, that he trusted his mother more than he trusted Butler to protect the children. Well, obviously, he's going to say that if he's not with her. He's going to say, give them to my mama. Petitioner appears to be capitalizing on the indifference Mr. Rickman has shown for his children. Mr. Rickman has removed himself from the children's lives. Instead of being a father, he now seeks out the pleasures of drinking alcohol, using drugs, and other degenerate behavior, the complaint explains. When he left the children in his mother's care, not in the petitioner's care. The reason for this is twofold. First, it would have been a violation of the court's order granting Mr. Rickman temporary emergency custody for him to leave the minor children with petitioner. This is because, and the point cannot be stressed enough, petitioner's brother has been found to have SA'd the minor children by this court. And petitioner has been found to have violated the no contact order prohibiting the minor children from being around petitioner's abusive sibling. The second reason is because obviously Mr. Rickman trusts Miss Adams with the children more than he trusts the petitioner with the children. So maybe that's what it was? Her brother? Wow, geez. Good golly, Miss Jolly, I mean, really, what's wrong with people? What's wrong with all these people? I did have, where is that at? Okay. I got a little bit of the document. I'm trying to see where's the beginning. Okay, right here. So, what I'll do is like they had these like, someone went ahead and highlighted these for us. So what I'll do is we will start Nancy. We'll see where we get with her, and then we'll come back over and we'll read these and we'll see if it'll add some more context to what's going on, because it does. I've read through those. So let me squeeze her back here. Man, why she always got the craziest look on her face? Oops.
Tonight.
Oops. Okay. So of course she's probably going to be on one, of course, but okay, it's loud enough. But thank you guys all for being here. I'll be in the chat with you. What the hell's wrong with people? Actually said Tanya, I swear my most said phrase daily is, yeah, it really is. But that's me too. I bet you I say that a lot too. I really do. Actually, I think if I had a quarter for every time I said, if I see another clickbait channel or clickbait title, like just this week alone, I would be able to retire right now. I'd be good the rest of my life. it's been crazy. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy, like, couple months, I feel like, in true crime. I think it's because there were so many cases, like, that were high profile, like, back to back to back. But, yeah, let's listen to Nancy. If you guys don't mind just taking a minute, hit the like button. It really helps. So what we'll do is we'll listen to her tonight, and then we'll, get a better understanding of what's going on, which I've watched most of this, and it was really good. And then we will go over the documents, and then hopefully I can get some more of the, like, behind the scenes stuff that's going on. Because if grandma's involved in the custody battle, it's gonna be good. I mean, this is gonna be fire. Crazy. Thunderstorm warnings? Oh, no. Hey, VMath. Hey, Doodlebug. Yes, I don't think the mother would have known either about that. I don't know why they would take her. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
The desperate search for two Kansas moms. One of them, a preacher's wife, who
Literally
seemingly
just disappeared.
vanished into thin air on their way to pick up the children. Now we learn their car has been found. What, if any, clues does it reveal? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us. I've covered a lot of missing people cases. I can't even count them all. But it's very rare that two women, two adults disappear at the same time. Think about the logistics of that. Think about some guy coming up and saying, "Hey, get in my car." How's he going to wrangle two adult females into the car? Why? We're not going to run for it? No, it's different. When you think about, for instance, Libby and Abby, the two little girls that were abducted and murdered in Delphi, they were literally taken off of a trestle bridge in plain view and directed, I believe, at gunpoint down the side of the hill underneath that trestle bridge,
I agree
and they
with
were
that.
murdered. It's easier to control children or young teens, especially teens that have been sheltered and don't know what to do in that situation. But two adult females, moms, both of them, you'd think they would run for it or resist. But as of right now, no sign of these two missing moms, Veronica and Jillian. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, but straight out to Nicole Parton joining us.
Before she starts getting into her panel, let me know what you guys think about that, because she does make a valid point. If there's two people in the car, how do you think this person or persons got them to pull over in the middle of nowhere? Like, was their car already, disabled and they were fixing like a flat tire, or, something happened with something under the hood? Someone pulled up to help them. They had, a weapon to direct both of them, or it could have been somebody that ran them off the road. I mean, it could be a couple different things, but let me look that up, Ashley. I forget for some reason. I think it was like the same day or next day.
CrimeOnline.com investigative reporter Nicole, take a listen to this.
At 6:15 p.m. Saturday, Oklahoma Highway Patrol issued a missing endangered alert for Butler and Kelley on behalf of the Texas County Sheriffs. By Sunday evening, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation announced they would be joining the investigation into Butler and Kelley's, quote, suspicious disappearance. Authorities have remained tight-lipped about any leads on the women's whereabouts, releasing very few details in the case as we enter the 5th day since the women were last seen.
Hey, Nicole Parton, hold on just one moment. Let me first go to Dr. Nicole Vienna, joining us out of LA. Dr. Nicole is a forensic psychologist who specializes in trauma and neurodevelopmental disorders. She's the CEO of Vienna Psychological Group. Her CV is so long, I don't have time to read it all. Dr. Nicole, thank you for being with us. A lot of times I hear when a woman goes missing, somebody will say, "Oh, she ran off with her boyfriend." What boyfriend? You think this preacher's wife is stashing a hot young boyfriend somewhere? That did not happen. And it's very dismissive. I don't like it because it seems like here's a great example, Dr. Nicole Vienna. I don't know if you recall Stacy Peterson. She was married to a cop, Drew Peterson. She just disappeared. And all Peterson would say for months and months, and to this day, she ran off with her boyfriend. Like it'll be a cold day in HELL that most moms would leave their children for some guy. Really? As my grandmother would say, men are like buses. A new one will come along every 15 minutes. Just wait. So you're going to leave your children. But here's the kicker, not one, but two moms decide they're going to leave their children and run off. That's BS, technical legal term. That did not happen. They did not go willingly, Dr. Nicole.
It doesn't sound like it. I suspect that there was probably foul play involved on one party's end or the other.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Dr. Nicole. One party's in or the other. Again, with me, an all-star panel. But the first thing I like to do, in addition to finding out about my victims, because Kathleen Murphy, poor Nicole Parton. Nicole, I'm getting there. Kathleen Murphy is with me, high-profile lawyer joining us out of North Carolina. She's at Triangle Divorce Lawyers. And she used to say she was in domestic law, but that's makes it sound like we're all sitting around the fireplace having hot chocolate. Domestic law, it's like putting two wet cats in a barrel when you go into court on a domestic, like a divorce or a custody. Kathleen, have you noticed every time sometimes a teen girl or an adult female goes missing, same second verse, same as the first, she ran off with her boyfriend. Uh, but how often do you see a grown woman, not one, but two of them, decide to abandon their children?
Absolutely. It's very unusual to have two women who are disappearing at the same time, both of them mothers. It's highly unlikely that they have anything on their agenda but what's in the best interest of their children at that time.
You're right. And you've seen so many custody cases where the moms go to the mat to hold on to the children and protect the children. That's what I'm saying. Nicole Parton, let's set up a timeline. Nicole joining us from crimeonline.com. Nicole, what do we know about? I understand one of the moms was collecting her children to throw a birthday party for them. Let's just start at the beginning.
That's right. So the two women left Elkhart, Kansas on Saturday morning, heading to pick up Veronica's children for their birthday party. It was a 16-mile trip to Eva, Oklahoma. They were actually going to a place called Four
You
Corners
give me
Trading
a little
Post.
bit more information, Nicole. They're leaving from where to go to where? It's Elkhart, right?
Elkhart, Kansas.
Okay.
Elkhart, Kansas.
Elkhart,
16-mile trip.
Kansas on Highway 95-ish and Road L. Tell me about Elkhart.
They were leaving from their hometown of Elkhart, Kansas. The two moms were traveling together early
That's right,
Saturday
Ladybug.
morning with plans to go a 16-mile trip to pick up Veronica's two children for a birthday party. They never made it to Eva, Oklahoma, which is where they were headed.
Nicole Parton, when I was preparing to discuss the case, I learned that Elkhart is actually, it's a small town. There's a little under 2,000 people that live there as of the last census. And that's important for one reason. It's a smaller suspect pool. And second, I find out, and correct me if I'm wrong on this geography, but it straddles, it's very close to the Kansas, Oklahoma state border. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, another issue is it's a little under 9 miles from the Kansas Colorado border. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, here's the problem right there. Let me go to Dan Corsentino joining us, former police chief, also served on U.S. Homeland Security Senior Advisory Board at dancorsentino.com. Here's the problem with that, Dan. You've got 3 jurisdictions involved, and I don't mean 3 cities in one state. I mean potentially Oklahoma, Kansas, and Colorado. Do you think they're talking to each other? Because a lot of times killers, missing people slip through the cracks when you're dealing with cross state boundary issues and interstate.
Absolutely. The question is the timing issue between the jurisdictions, and specifically the origination point and who's going to take the lead, the information that's being disseminated by the primary jurisdiction to the other jurisdictions, and the accuracy of the information they have at the origination point as it evolves throughout the investigation.
Take a listen to Sydney Sumner, crimeonline.com.
Jillian Kelley, a mom of 4, serves as a secretary at Hugoton, Kansas First Christian Church, where her husband Heath Kelley is the pastor. The Kelleys are planning a move to Indianola, Iowa, as Heath Kelley has been called as the new pastor of Willow Christian Church. Friendships among clergy families are easily made, and Pastor Tim Singer of Hugoton Assembly of God introduces the Kelleys to mom of 2, Veronica Butler. She's described by friends as kind and a gardening enthusiast.
I want you to know more about the victims. Why? If you know more about the victims, the easier it will be to identify a perp if this kidnapping was not random. And yes, I think it was a kidnapping or worse. What do we know about them? I mean, back to you, Kathleen Murphy. There's a big difference if you're looking for, hey, let's just say,
Well, we know they were
Orleans serial
kidnapped
killer victim.
because they're not at the car. And I don't think they went willingly if there's, evidence in the car.
Many of them are prostitutes. I'm not judging. I don't care what they do for a living. As far as I'm concerned, their life is just as important as this preacher's life. But what I'm saying is it's easier to identify potential suspects when you have a victim, as in this case, as opposed to an escort, because the escort meets so many unknown males every day. She's meeting people online. She's meeting people out on the street. It could be anybody. So the fact that these 2 women had no connection with a large grouping of males, and I'm saying males because typically males are responsible for more violent crime, that gives us a much smaller suspect pool, Kathleen.
And they were going to a birthday party. They were picking up a child. How suspect is that? It's very straightforward. We do it all day long.
Guys, let's find out more about the second victim. You've heard about Jillian Kelley, a mother of 4, secretary at the Kansas First Christian Church. Her husband, Heath Kelley, the pastor there. We know about her. What do we know about Veronica Butler? Listen.
Veronica Butler has been locked in a years-long battle with her children's dad. Cole and Kendyl are with paternal grandmother Tiffany Adams. Butler plans to host a birthday party for Kendyl and makes the 45-minute drive to her hometown of Eva, Oklahoma to pick them up. Jillian Kelley rides with Butler.
Okay, back to you, Nicole Parton, joining us, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. Let's track it. They are driving, I believe you said 15 or 16 miles. Why would that
16
take 45
miles.
minutes?
It's a very rural area. Yes, 16 miles, but it's a very rural area. A lot of it is 95, Highway 95, but then you're in a very rural 2-lane area for a portion of the drive. So I imagine that slows it down a bit.
Okay, that makes sense. They're not on an interstate where you can drive 75 miles an hour. They're in a 25 mph zone for part of the time. So they've got a 45-minute drive to go throw a kid's birthday party. You'd think, what could go wrong? So tell me about their route. They were going from Elkhart to where?
They were going to a location called Four Corners Trading Post, which is just south of Eva, Oklahoma. Four Corners Trading Post is in a very rural area of Oklahoma. honestly, there isn't much there other than this trading post, which is an intersection of four roads coming together. There's a lot of pig farms in the area, silos, grain feeders, and that's about it. So that is the meeting location where they're picking up Veronica's children for the birthday party.
When Butler and Kelley are nowhere to be seen when they are due to arrive back in Hugoton, Pastor Heath Kelley and Pastor Tim Singer drive in the direction they believe the women went. South of Elkhart, Kansas, just 3 miles from the women's destination in Eva, Oklahoma, the men see law enforcement surrounding Butler's blue Kia on the side of the road. They learn that Texas County sheriffs found the car abandoned with no trace of Kelley or Butler.
Okay, that's not a good sign when your car is found abandoned on the side of the road. For those of you just joining us, Oklahoma police desperately searching for two Kansas moms who seemingly vanished into thin air. They were on their way to throw a kid's birthday party, one of the mom's child. One of these women, an avid gardener, and one of them,
Thank you,
a
Kenny.
preacher's
Thank
wife.
you.
Now, how did these two women just vanish on a 45-minute drive to throw a kid's birthday party? How does that happen? We often hear about one woman going missing. Oh my goodness, I could name a million of them right now. Molly Tibbetts goes missing jogging. Karina Vetrano goes missing jogging. It goes on and on and on. Um, Remember Miss Fletcher? She goes missing in Tennessee, and we find out a convicted felon has taken her and killed her. She was out jogging. We hear that a lot. We hear about women leaving the mall and walking to their car. Bam, they're gone. We hear about women going to a nightclub or a bar or a restaurant. They go missing, like Natalie Holloway. Just boom, gone. But how often do you hear about a group missing? In this case, two adult women. And again, these are not women that are on the corner selling crack. These are not escorts that meet, any number of men doing their job. These are two moms on the way to throw a birthday party for a kid. So it's a very, very unlikely scenario. Joining me right now, special guest John Elwood, Deputy Chief at Manatee County Search and Rescue. You can find him at Manatee County SAR, searchandrescue.org. John, thank you for being with us. You have looked for a lot of people. How often do two adults go missing at the same time? I keep saying that because it's very rare and it's a conundrum in trying to figure it out.
In my experience, I've never encountered that type of scenario. Usually it's one person that is missing. And in instance of a vehicle, um, you usually don't have what we refer to in the industry as a scent article, a piece of clothing, a hat, something that the person has worn. So lots of times that kind of hampers the investigation.
Okay, hold on. I want to pick up something you just said, John Elwood. John, you said a scent article. Do you believe that in this case, possibly in the vehicle, the abandoned car, there was a scent vehicle? Because right now, we're trying to nail down the facts. Nobody's talking, which I also find very odd. But don't you believe there would have been a scent article left in the car? Or could the dogs get a scent off the inside of the car?
It is kind of weird that there isn't more family out there talking about this case. Everybody's saying so tight-lipped. The investigators have actually told family members not to talk to any news agencies or any of that. Um, but I'm surprised that they haven't went around that and still come out and said something. But I'm thinking maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know. And that's why they're not.
So in most cases, especially where you were talking about they were in a rural town and the weather, it's still kind of cold, one would think that there would be, a sweater, a jacket, maybe a stocking cap. In the event that we're not able to procure a scent article, we can take swabs of the steering wheel, the dash, the door panel, the seats. where the people had been sitting and introduce that to one of the canines, and then we can more or less make an improvised scent article from that.
An improvised scent article. Wow. Okay. That makes perfect sense to me. So, in your mind, is that what they should be doing right now?
Yes, ma'am. There's a couple options that they have. First and foremost, you can use what's referred to as a tracking or trailing canine. They're scent specific, meaning that they would look for one particular person. So whether you have a scent article or you improvise a scent article, you could try to see if you got a direction of travel from the vehicle, from the people, meaning that did they have some type of mechanical problem with the car, and say they were in that remote area and they had no cell coverage, they may have decided to start walking towards their destination.
Oh, gosh. Yes. If they had had car trouble. That's a really good point. And from what I'm understanding, Cole Parton, the car was found abandoned about 3 miles from the destination. Explain.
That's right. The car was found 3 miles short of the destination. Again, very rural area
Like,
on
look at
Highway
that.
95, close to Road
Nothing. Not a gas station, not a water fountain, not a bathroom for days.
L. The car was found around 10:30
Wow.
a.m. So that's about an hour and a half after the ladies had left to go pick up the children.
Okay, hold on a second. Because we were wondering that. We were wondering how long was the car there before the cops found it or whatever. And I'm finding out that the husband found it. An hour and a half? So they were only gone for an hour and one half. So they were gone like twice the amount of time they were supposed to be gone, because it was about 45 minutes, and he's already calling the police and finding the car. Let me go back 10 seconds. I didn't hear that before whenever I was listening to this. I listened to this the other day.
Had car trouble. That's a really good point. And from what I'm understanding, Cole Parton, the car was found abandoned about 3 miles from the destination. Explain.
That's right. The car was found 3 miles short of the destination. Again, very rural area on Highway 95, close to Road L. The car was found around 10:30 a.m. So that's about an hour and a half after the ladies had left to go.
What the heavens? Do you know how long I'd have to be gone before Vincent sent the cavalry to come find me? I mean, probably 10 days. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. He would be wondering where I was at. But I mean, really, maybe these women picked up the kid. I don't know. They said they're supposed to be picking up the kids for a birthday party. I'm assuming the birthday party was there and they weren't hauling the kids back because she wasn't supposed to have custody of the kids. And I doubt that his mom would have just been like, yeah, here, take your children and go. Like, so I'm assuming the party was going to be there somewhere. So they would be gone for a little while. They would be at a birthday party. And if not, maybe they stopped to use the bathroom. They stopped to get food, and then on the way back, they stopped to go to the bathroom again. Like, it takes time to do things. That's a little weird.
Go pick up the children.
I find it interesting that law enforcement is saying they find their disappearance suspicious. Okay, we know that. I guarantee you the families of these two women have told them, wow, this is suspicious. I need to know a little bit more. They're also saying at risk. That tells me they also don't think these two women wandered off on their own. Have you ever heard of like girls' getaways? I doubt you have those, Nicole Parton, because you actually have 10 children, 10 children. Not a lot of getaways for you, but I hear about other women having weekend get-togethers and girls' weekends. That is not what happened here. Some impromptu alone time. Let's talk about the vehicle, because to me,
10
that's
kids.
the
Wow.
biggest, other than who they may know in their lives that may wish to do them harm. And that could be an ex, it could be a husband, it could be a boyfriend, it could be, as I said, an ex-boyfriend or husband. It could be the delivery boy. It could be the guy at the grocery store. It could be a coworker. So I'm not limiting this to intimate partners. Anybody in their sphere is the first person you look at, and then you go out, like neighbors, the next neighborhood over, people that they may have worked with in the past. You start looking out, and of course, you look for men. I promise you, a woman did not hold them at gunpoint and make them leave their car. Biggest clue, other than their pool of people around them, their inner circle, you look at that car. I want to hear everything you know, Nicole Parton, about this car found abandoned.
We know that the car was a small blue SUV, that the car belonged to Veronica. I spoke to an eyewitness last night who says that she was traveling on that same road and passed by and saw the abandoned car. Her story is that at least one of the windows were smashed, was broken on that car. Now, police have not confirmed that, but the eyewitness said that she saw a window smashed on the car. She also says that she made a 911 call to report this abandoned car on the side of the road in this rural area. We know that local authorities came out, and within hours, the local authorities had contacted the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation and asked for assistance. Their latest statement about the car says that based on information obtained from the victim's vehicle, investigators believe they have evidence of foul play. All of this surrounding the found car.
Jillian Kelley is described as having chin-length highlighted blonde hair, blue eyes, and was last seen wearing a long-sleeve shirt, white jeans, and nude shoes. Veronica Butler is described as 5'4" tall with red hair and green eyes, last seen wearing a blue shirt, denim shorts, and Hey Dude shoes. If you have any information on the women, authorities ask that you please call the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-522-8017.
No, Mike, that's a
Time
good
is ticking
question.
by, and we all know the reality of missing people. The likelihood of them being alive after the first 72 hours is very low. Please act. We are looking for the victims of a double disappearance, which is extremely rare. Two young mothers on the way to throw a kid's birthday party vanished just 3 miles before their destination. If you have information, dial 1-800-522-8017. 1-800-522-8017. You think that because you're a citizen sleuth, you could be wrong or it doesn't matter? Let me remind you about the citizen sleuth that realized she had spotted the van of Gabby Petito. We now know dead, but we would never have found her remains. We wouldn't know what had happened to her if it had not been for Red, Blue, and Methane, I believe was their handle online.
It's not the only reason why they found the car. There were searchers and police were in the area where her car was found. They would have found her car eventually. If it would taken a few hours to a day or whatever, they were in the area.
They spotted Gabby Petito's Ford Transit. They had
We're not
heard
we're
about
not
the
getting
story.
that one
They
either.
immediately called it in. You know where Gabby's remains were? In dispersed camping way out west. What is dispersed camping? That means there's no porta potty, there's no hookup, there's no parking area or street lights. You're out there with the coyotes and the rabbits and all the creatures that live in the Wild West. That's where she was, what was left of her. If it had not been for a citizen jumping in, we may not know what happened to Gabby. But back to this case, 2 missing moms. Straight back out to Nicole Parton, crimeonline.com investigative reporter. Nicole, I want to hear everything you just told us plus more, because our biggest clue right now is that abandoned blue SUV. We think a Toyota or a Kia. I find it really interesting. LA law enforcement has not put that out there. Maybe someone saw something at a red light or a gas station. I don't know. Maybe they didn't, but maybe they did. I find that really interesting. Was the car running? Were the doors locked? Were the women's cell phones in the car? Were their pocketbooks in the car? Was the birthday cake in the car? What was it on the right side of the road? Was it pulled off the road? Was the hood up showing distress that something's wrong with the engine? All of these questions and more I need answered, but I'm not getting the information from the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation at all. I find that curious, and it leads me to wonder, because I've never had a problem with Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation ever. Why are they not releasing it? What do they know that we don't know? Back to the car. Can you answer any of those questions, Nicole Parton?
We do know that it was parked on the right side of the road. So as they were driving, the car was just pulled over on the side of the road. Again, we know it was 3 miles from this Four Corners trading post, which is the location where they were to meet the grandmother and pick up the children. I am being told by a witness that the hood was not up. There was no signs of car trouble. There was no one seen walking around the car as if trying to, put gas in a car or figure out what's wrong with the car. A witness did say, according to them, that they saw at least one window smashed out of that car. Those are things that we know. I'm also being told that the last cell phone ping from the ladies, the two moms' phones, were from that location where the car was found. Other than that, we're not being told what was inside the car. Personal belongings, we're not being told if they were in the car.
Now, one thing I've learned, Nicole Parton, and again, we're trying to put together the pieces and we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. That's why it's not making sense to us. Another thing I learned is that police let it slip that there was something found in the car that convinced them of foul play. Do you know what it was?
I don't
think
know.
we
I
could guess.
do know that within hours of the car being found by local authorities, they did reach out to the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation within hours and said, we need help on this case. And again, in their latest statement, they said that based on information obtained from the victim's vehicle, that's the wording they used, investigators believe there is evidence of foul play. They aren't telling us what that evidence is, but something that they found in the vehicle leads them to believe something very bad happened.
Okay, there's one positive thing out of all that, John Elwood, Deputy Chief, Manatee County Search and Rescue, is that they are calling the women victims. They're not buying into the same old story. They're off with their boyfriend or they wanted a girl's getaway BS. So interesting. They find something in that vehicle that convinces them of foul play. Was it blood? Was it one of the ladies or both of the ladies' clothing? Was the cell phone cracked? I know the window was broken. So everybody on the panel, we're not having high tea at Windsor Castle. Jump in if you have an idea. Any idea. We're brainstorming here. So John Elwood,
Was it a bullet, Nancy? Did somebody shoot the vehicle to get them to stop?
That's a really good question because we know the window, one of the windows was busted out. Hey, Nicole Parton, was it a driver's window, passenger, front, back?
The witness said that she didn't stop. She kept driving. So it would have been on the driver's side, either the front or the back window, but it was on the driver's side because she could easily see the broken window.
Okay, that told me a lot right there. So it was on the driver's side. It could easily have been, if it's a 2-lane, the only way to pass a car on a 2-lane is on the driver's side. You're right, Kathleen Murphy. Was it a bullet? Is that why the glass was smashed out? Guys, we're brainstorming here. We're thinking. We're using the only tools we've got, a little bit of information and a brain trust of all of these guests. Again, the tip line, 800-522-8017. With every minute that ticks by, there is less likelihood of a positive outcome in finding these two missing moms. Back to you, John Elwood. I just learned a lot from Nicole Parton, and especially from the witness she managed to track down. There was no indication of car trouble. You know, when a lot of people run out of gas, they'll open up their gas valve and you can see that it's open, or they'll stick a rag in it and, oh, they ran out of gas. And hey, Nicole, do you know when she saw the vehicle as it relates to when the women went missing? When did she see
Yeah,
the vehicle?
she saw the vehicle shortly after 10 a.m. She couldn't remember the exact time, but piecing it together, she was saying somewhere between like 10:10 and 10:20 in that time frame.
On March 30th? On March 30th?
Correct.
So is that in the
25
morning?
minutes
did you
later, the
say?
car's found.
In the morning. And we are being told by the police that they found the car at 10:30 a.m. So they were on the scene within minutes of her seeing the vehicle.
And question, Nicole Parton, what time did the mom set out for the birthday party?
We're being told they left around 9 a.m.
Oh my stars. Dan Corsentino, that is a very tight timeline. They leave. Hey, and Nicole, there's not a time change, is there?
There is not.
In 1 hour, Dan Corsentino, it's over. They leave around 9-ish to go for a 45-minute drive to throw the kid's birthday party. By 10 o'clock, their car is pulled off the road. We know there wasn't a car crash. We don't think they ran out of gas. They didn't have engine trouble. The window was smashed on the driver's side, and they're gone. That all happened in less than 1 hour, Dan.
Absolutely. And there's a number of, as you said so eloquently, pieces of the puzzle. One of the questions that surfaces is, was this a car dump? Possibly the crime, alleged crime, took place prior to, and the suspect wanted to get rid of the vehicle and dumped it. The second option is carjacking. And the carjacking could have taken place at any time in that 1 hour time period. We mentioned who would be a suspect at one time. We'll talk about that later, but we know these two women were low risk victims. And these two women that were friends would have done everything they could, I believe, to try and protect themselves from the threat that came to them.
Jillian Kelley is described as having chin-length highlighted blonde hair, blue eyes, and was last seen wearing a long-sleeve shirt, white jeans, and nude shoes. Veronica Butler is described as 5'4" tall with red hair and green eyes.
Man, he
Last
sounds
seen
like a
wearing a blue
robot.
shirt, denim shorts, and Hey Dude shoes. If you have any information on the women, authorities ask that you please call the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-522-8017.
Straight out to John Elwood, Manatee County Search and Rescue. Go ahead, John.
Nancy, the new information being revealed about the broken window on the driver's side of the vehicle could provide a valuable clue. When glass breaks, especially you figure they're driving at speed, it may fly into the person's face, cutting them. One way you could find out if a person was injured is by the use of a human remains detection canine, that those dogs are trained to alert on the most microscopic amounts of blood. It may not be visible to the naked eye, but the dog would be able to smell that and then show an alert. And then that gives you another piece of the puzzle if the person or persons were injured.
Wow, good point. Guys, there is another piece of the puzzle we must address. Take a listen to Sydney Sumner, Crime Online.
Butler's co-parenting relationship with her ex, Wrangler Rickman, breaks down in 2019 and custody arrangements shift dramatically. Most recently, Butler's two children are mainly in the care of their paternal grandmother, Tiffany Adams, due to Rickman losing interest in his parenting responsibilities. Rickman is also in the midst of several legal issues. He was charged with 2 counts of domestic assault and battery in late February. Despite those charges being dismissed, Rickman was last in court March 7th in regards to a felon in possession of a weapon conviction. He was expected to report for inpatient rehab in Oklahoma City on March 22nd for 6 months of treatment, possibly ruling him out as a suspect in Butler and Kelley's disappearance.
Good Lord in heaven. Straight out to you, Kathleen Murphy, veteran trial lawyer in domestic relations. That was a mouthful from Sydney Sunner. Did you hear all that? All that as it relates
Hear
to
it every
Veronica
day.
Butler, age 27, X. The X is nothing but trouble. Ladies, if you're listening, there's a lot of men out there. Don't pick one out of all the men that has a rap sheet. Just trust me on that. Uh, Back to you, Kathleen Murphy. Did you hear this? The one that got my attention the most is felon in possession of a firearm. That means he's already a convicted felon. Then he has a gun. He's not supposed to have a gun.
What'd he get
Again,
convicted
he
of?
has not been
Look at
named
him.
a person of interest
This is him? Oh my Lord.
or a suspect.
I couldn't find a picture of him.
However, we also have learned he was expected to report for rehab on March 22 for 6 months. He could be ruled out just based on this. So, okay, all that in mind, weigh in, Kathleen.
Absolutely. I heard that he is in rehab for 6 months. I also read that there are other family members on the father's side that may have an interest in stopping some of this visitation.
Well, you know what, Kathleen Murphy, let's look at what we know. Nicole Parton, this was an arranged birthday party. The moms were having to drive 45 minutes to get there. They were supposed to meet up with the grandma and the children for the pickup at the trading post at Four Corners Trading Post. So this was arranged. Uh, who knew they were going there? Who would have possibly intercepted them? Or was this just some random carjacking or a random attack by some other creepy dude that we don't know? That's less likely, but entirely possible. Nicole, tell me about the setup for the birthday party. And would you really take not only the mom and the friend?
No witnesses.
What we know is that a court order had been signed by a judge in family court saying that Veronica could have supervised visits with the children. Those were arranged by a judge, and Veronica was to travel to this Four Corners Trading Post. That was the legal required meeting spot for the pickup of the children. We know that the grandmother was allowed to be there. The grandmother's live-in boyfriend was allowed to be there. Veronica and Veronica's friend, Jillian, is also named in this court document saying that Veronica's friend Jillian is to be there for these supervised visits. So all of those individuals knew about the meeting place. Whether they had told other friends and family members, we don't know. But there is legal documentation in family court that this was ordered by a judge. This meeting place on this date with these people involved.
Let me ask you something. The grandma was supposed to meet them at Four Corners Trading Post. Is that the paternal grandma or the maternal grandma? Is it Veronica's grandma? What?
It is the paternal. It is the father's mother, the father of the children.
You mean the guy with the big rap sheet? It's his mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Nicole Vienna joining us, forensic psychologist and CEO of Vienna Psychological Group. Dr. Nicole, weigh in.
Well, I think the custody issue brings up a interesting point to this whole story because we know that custody arrangements are generally prone to conflict, right? And that's partly because of the high emotions that are involved behind there. The children are usually the last tie between the parents. And so when we see things like prior sexual abuse allegations in the background, we're going to suspect, danger. One party's going to be upset with the other, and they're going to maybe act in ways that aren't well thought out, reckless, impulsive. And we do know that the ex-spouse does have a history of substance abuse. He's, like you mentioned, he is a felon, he carries a gun. We know that there was foul play with the car. So tying it all together, it kind of makes you wonder if the ex was concerned for his children, not thinking very clearly, and maybe waiting and looking for mom and friend to come by, and something just terrible happened. So I really suspect that this is due to this custody dispute and the high emotions that are involved and the impulsivity that goes along with people that are involved in these disputes.
And of course, John Elwood, Deputy Chief, Manatee County Search and Rescue. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck. However, before we throw all the blame on the ex, I'm not so sure about that. This needs a lot more investigation, because if he was in rehab at the time this went down, it's not him.
What
But
was
I
that
agree with
case? Do you remember the case of the grandmother, I'm trying to think of what to say. I was trying to put my screen back up. The grandmother, so there was a guy and a woman, they had a child together, and the grandmother was supposed to go and like they were supposed to hand off the kid together. Well, I'm sorry, the guy and the woman. So they were going to go meet. So they went to meet, and he like left out of the parking lot, and she was still there, and his mama, dressed as a man, parked this truck like way down, and like went up to her and shot her and unalived her, but she was dressed as a man. So they bring her son in, and they're asking her son about it. And he's like, I don't know this person. But then he sees her gait, like her walk. And he's like, that's my mother. It was his mother. I can't remember the case. Was it on See No Evil? Yeah, man. Ooh. Wow. Yeah. I want to say his name was Michael, but I know that's not it. When I'm picturing him, I'm picturing the guy that was on the boat with his mom that she ended up disappearing too. But yeah, that's what this case is reminding me of.
Dr. Nicole, that's the first place you look.
Just give me those
But
vibes.
John, that's always the first place you look, is at the ex.
Yes, ma'am. You usually have the list of potential suspects, so to speak, or persons of interest. The fact that if they did determine the window was indeed shot out and the former spouse had firearm possessions of a felon, they can also use, dogs are trained to do many different tasks. You could bring in a firearms canine that can check for gun residue. You can check for the presence of a firearm, and then the wax paraffin test that you can use to check to see if somebody has gunshot residue on their hands or clothing. So I'm sure that there's a lot of pieces that the police and the investigating agencies haven't released that would bring more clarity to this situation.
I wish they would release
Guys, we've
something.
been showing you the
I guess she did have a
photos of
boy.
the two missing moms, Veronica Butler, age 27, and Jillian Kelley in her 30s. They're not the only victims. Between them, they have 6 children.
Oh my
And
Lord.
in my experience prosecuting major
That's what I was
felonies,
thinking, Stephanie.
investigating and reporting on them my entire career, there's no replacement for your mother. 6 children between them, wondering, where's mom? Won't you help us? Tip line 800-522-8017. There's still time to bring them home alive. Let's stop and remember American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Malone, shot in the line of duty, Beaumont, Michigan. Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Malone leaves behind beautiful wife Hillary and 3 daughters, Abby, Olivia, and Brooklyn, now serving a life sentence without their dad. We remember American hero, Deputy Sheriff Jeremy
That's so
Malone.
sad.
A big thank you to our guests, but especially to you.
It's every day. She does a video every day, and she's releasing a cop every day. They do miss Anonymous. The cops do need to release some more information. They literally had a press conference a few days ago, and they didn't tell us much. That's why I didn't even play it. They literally said, we found the car. There's evidence of foul play. They didn't say what it was. They just said evidence of foul play, and we're investigating. And that was it. And Banfield, I guess she said that the family was told not to talk. I guess everybody, everyone was told no one says a word. But who does not talk in a case? I mean, someone always comes out with something. We'll see the 911 caller or something on Nancy's panel next, but it's very strange. It's a very strange case. But we're going to keep up with it and we'll keep going. But let me see here. If there's anything else I wanted to tell you guys for the night. Let me go back over to YouTube, see if there's anything. I don't think there is. Nope. Okay. I'm just looking around, see if there's anything. Oh, wow. Okay. I want to go back to covering Crystal Rogers' case. There's a few different like podcasts that have come out. And I think that they would be really interesting to listen to. Because her case is going to be going to court. They're going to be going to court soon. Brooks Hawk and the Lawsons, the two Lawson guys. Unless one of them takes a plea, which I think they're going to try to. But I think that's all. I want to go over the, I do want to go over like the child protection paperwork and stuff. And then hopefully I can get like a little bit more details on that. And then I do have a video that they came out with tonight. We'll watch it like on our next live. Just the drone shows the area where like the car was found and stuff like that. So we'll probably do a live over that maybe tomorrow or the next day. Nancy gets me. Maybe I think that maybe I don't know, someone's involved in this. I mean, obviously, but it just seems very, very strange that these women were on a set destination somewhere together and they both come up missing. I mean, it could go either way, but they were on a set destination. Now, to me, it almost sounds like, when you're getting close to someone's house and you call them and let them know. So you don't have to have that interaction, really like knocking on the door and doing all that. It almost sounds like that. Like they were, they were calling and they were like, yeah, we're almost there. We're about, because usually about 3 minutes, 5 minutes out, you would call. So I'm wondering if it was something like that. Hey, 12 Gauge Phillips. I love hate relationship with Nancy. Me too, but I love her. She's right there. She looks over me. Oh, I think agreement meant Nancy gets me. Oh, okay, now I get it now. Yeah, she looks over my shoulder. She's behind my chair. You can't even tell there's a dang chair there. Oh, I don't even have my light on. Not like it makes much of a difference. Don't even make much of a difference, but I mean, it should be over a little bit. Vincent came to turn my lights on for me and he forgot one. She can be something else, that's for sure. That's for sure. But tomorrow I want to go live on the second channel again because I have some stuff I want to say about the whole Sebastian case. I mean, it's getting out of hand around here. Like the clickbait is I'm about to start commenting people's comment sections. If you see me in the comment section, it's me because I can't do an alt. I don't know how. Everyone's like, I use an alt account, like, or that's an alt account or whatever they say. And I'm like, I would never do an alt account. I would be too terrified that I would type like whatever I wanted to type in the chat. And then when I would hit send, it would come up TitaniumBuilt or something. I've never tried. I'm too scared. She yells at her panel all the time. She does. She does yell at her panel. But I think that's because she loves them in a way. It's crazy because she'll even yell like her best friend, Sharon McCollum. I'm like, you guys are best friends. Why are you yelling at her for? But if you guys aren't subscribed over to the second channel and you want to be, I will put the link in the chat. It is the unfiltered side of us over here. That's what it's going to be anyway. And we're almost to 500 subscribers. We only need like 30 more or something like that. You guys have been doing amazing going over there subscribing. It's so weird saying 500. 500. I love that. It's like a new channel. I mean, it is a new channel, but it's like, I don't know. It's a whole new runaround. I mean, like before, like when I started this channel, I didn't know anything about a YouTube channel, and now I kind of know a little bit more, but I'm still messy over there. I tried to create one once. I couldn't get it created, follow instructions and all. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe you should try again. You never know. Trying to make money off Sebastian. It's gross and I hate it. Me too. I have questions. Me too. I just saw a title that said body found, Sebastian Rogers, like something. And then it said Seth Rogers on the phone. So the person had Seth Rogers on the phone and their title said body found. Like, that gives me the ick. It gives me the freaking ick. And people that do that, it makes me sick. If you do 17 days worth of lives on the same person, you need to get out of true crime because you're not true crime. I don't know what the hell you are, but you're not true crime. I gotta save this for a second channel. I'm gonna get heated. I'm gonna get heated over here. Make sure I bring this heat tomorrow. Be like, where was that heat last night? Because it's too much. And then you've got people, what was the other one? Possible sighting. 9 days in a row, the same title, the same thumbnail, 40,000 views off each video. Now, maybe I'm a little jealous or something, maybe. But it's because I put so much damn work into my channel and put out factual information and and then fight the trolls and be like, no, that's misinformation. This is the right information, only to be like, this is what it's getting you. Someone told me I'll have to sell myself to the devil if I want to like grow my channel really big. There's only a few people that will go into true crime and have a big channel. I mean, we all know them. We all know the big true crime channels. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Rita, it's so sad. It's so sad. So I didn't watch it. So the actual video, well, yeah, no, I skimmed through one. The one that was the 9 days, that one is them just taking phone calls like on the microphone. The second one, the 17 streams every day, one for 17 days. They pull up the Facebook discussion group right away and Twitter. Nothing for that. And then the other person just has Seth on the phone every night. I mean, at least he has Seth, I guess, every night, but it's weird to me that's just weird to me. And then to have the person's name tagged in your title and saying body found, that's just sick. It's just sick. And you know what sucks? The only person that is hurting right now is Sebastian. It's not Chris, it's not Katie, and it's not Seth, and it's not Seth's mama, and it's not Seth's dad, and it's not JLR, and it's not CJ, and all those people trying to gain subs off this. It's Sebastian. Because now you have creators like me that are, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people that I have a heart of gold. I told Vincent a week and a half ago, before any of these freaking YouTubers got down there, I said, we should go down for this weekend and look. I said, I think it's like 6 hours away, 8 hours away. And he was like, dang, that's far. And then I just was like, yeah, you're probably right. But you know what I mean? Like, but then all of a sudden I seen these people popping up and I'm like, I'm not being associated with that. Oh, Tammy, it's so bad. And we started covering that case a long time ago because Terry Dean asked me to. She's in the area. And I said, let me look, because she said, will you take a look? I said, of course, I'm gonna take a look. And I was like, oh yeah, we'll cover this because it just seemed very, very interesting. It was like this little boy's missing. Where's he at? I think we talked about it like when we were getting off a live one night, but I was trying to see. Oh, all the way down here. Guess it's been a little longer than I thought. It's been a month. So yeah, a month ago. I think the last 2 weeks it's gotten like bigger. Thanks, Siggy. I try. But I do have a heart of gold. I can actually tell myself that, and I know it. I mean, and believe it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not just saying it. And it's easy for people to hide behind a camera and lie to y'all. Like this. Like this. I could all day, every day if I could lie. I can't lie. I'm not good at it. You guys would see through my BS. But you know what I mean? Like with me being face to face with you, I feel like that. I don't know. It just makes me feel like you guys know I'm being more like honest with you. I don't know. That makes sense. I guess I could sit here and lie to your face, but I'm just not that person. It would be easier for me to just turn my camera off. That would be easier. But you know what I mean? Like if you just have your camera off and you're talking, you don't have to like worry about anything around you. Like you don't have to worry about looking at the camera. You don't have to worry about anything. And that's really good when you have one eye too. Because sometimes I feel like, it gets in my way. But I never complain too much about it. Try not to. Try not to. Oh, I wonder where Otto was. I didn't see Otto tonight. Or Aries. I know it's the end of the live and I'm like, where's Otto and Aries? I try to be. I am down to earth, Siggy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm down to earth. I'm not good at being something that I'm not. Like in high school, and stuff, like when you're younger, you're like, everyone has like a point where they're like going through a weird spot in their life and they try to like act a little differently. And I'm not good at that. I never was. I'm the person that if you tell me not to say something, I'm probably going to say it like on accident. But that's just me. Yeah. So I think I talked to Otto. Did Otto send me a message? I want to say she sent me a message and she said she had a migraine. I think I wrote her back. I want to say we were writing each other. Oh man. It's been a long day. And I think that was today. Yeah, that was today. This morning, I think. Oh, I love you too, Cass Life. The thing with Sebastian is there's nothing. His mom and stepdad are shady. Yeah. And so speculation. I know they weren't great parents, but that doesn't mean the house wasn't targeted and him taken. Exactly. I have questions. That's the comment of the night. Comment of the whole Sebastian case right there. I mean, the investigators have come out and they've said, I'm going to believe investigators over anybody that's boots. I hate that boots on the ground saying. I hate it more than anything. I'd like to tear the boots and throw them away. I'm not going to take like boots on the ground. Like, I'm not going to take an YouTuber, no offense to YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not going to take their coverage over like the investigators that are out there investigating, and like, so they told the searchers, if you're going to be searching here, that's fine, but we need your license plate number and your license number. People were throwing a fit about that. They're trying to sell our information. No, they're not. They don't want your 400, 400 credit score. We don't want that. No one's trying to steal your information. There was people that smelled like weed out there and that were drinking alcohol, YouTubers. They were going live and they needed some security. Plus they're out there searching for a body. As much as they don't know, like they don't think of that in their head because they're too busy looking at their phone to live stream, Thank you, Ladybug. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. You're who you are. That's why we love you and your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm one of a kind over here. There's just nothing at all. I think, there's just like nothing and like going on. And I don't want people to like not cover it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just like, of course, we want everyone to cover every missing person's case. But when you're just like every night and like, I mean, it's just bad, and it's every case. It's every big case. This happens. Like we'll have one a year that's like crazy. Pointing to the camera, grass is not really searching. You're right, 12 gauge. Yeah, it's not searching at all. I remember one time it was during Quentin Simon's, like the search for Quentin. And I believe it was like Bullhorn, Betty, or Dolly, or JL, one of them. They were literally just walking down the side of the road. It wasn't even like, it was like a road that was in like a subdivision. And they're like, we're live searching. I'm like, you're on the road. Then they come across a box. And I remember my heart sank. I was like, oh my gosh. And they don't even go and check the box. Like, don't check it on a live, of course, but they don't even check it at all. Like, they didn't even pick anything up to see if there was anything under anything. I'm like, what kind of search is this? This is the worst search I ever saw in my life. But if you guys aren't subscribed over to the second channel, go over there, subscribe if you'd like to. We'd love to have you. I'm going to try to go live over there tomorrow, like afternoon sometime. I have to do something early in the morning and I'm going to work out tomorrow. I'm going to start my workout journey. Vincent's lost like 10 pounds and I'm mad at him. Just kidding. I'm not mad at him, but it's easier for the men. So now I need to. But thank you guys all for the super stickers tonight and the gifted memberships and all of that. I appreciate it so much. K Music gave us a $2 super sticker. Mary Beth's been a member for 11 months. I know. I love that. And she gifted a membership. She's always be gifting them memberships. Everybody, our whole subscriber count's going to have a membership by the time Mary Beth's done. And then the ladybug just sent that 9.99 and says, "You are who you are. That's why we love you and your channel." I appreciate that, guys. I really do. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. I love coming in here and just hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys and all that. They weren't afraid it was going to be used to solicit money. Yep. Yes, exactly. They wanted to make sure a head count to make sure none of them were lost or hurt if they didn't return. Yeah, I know. It's just when I heard someone saying that, they want to sell my information. Nobody wants your information. Like, believe me, believe Nancy, you know. Well, good. 12H, I hope you're back. Yeah, we're here every night. Usually 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's our time now. Used to be 8:15, then we just kind of went on. And then sometimes I go on during the day. So you never know what you're going to get. Never know. And also, I do go, I'll come on live if it's like, breaking news or something's going on and I'm here. If I'm able to come on, you know me. I'll always try to come on and give you guys the news as we get it. And I try to bring the facts as much as we can over here. Of course, speculate. I mean, we all can't have the same opinion. That would suck, But just like, I mean, it's getting out of hand. When the essay came out, that's when I was like, okay, we need to not be talking about that. And now all of that was like 3 days ago. So, I mean, 4 days ago. So, I don't know how many interviews they've done since then, but they could be saying anything at this point. But I pray to God, Sebastian hasn't heard any of this if he is in hiding, because if he's in hiding, he's 15 years old. His dad's out here saying that he was essayed. Do you think a 15-year-old boy is going to come out of hiding after hearing that? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. So I hope that collectively they don't end up doing something to their son, all collectively. I'm talking about all three, not directly, but indirectly because of what they've been saying about each other. It's just me. And I hope karma comes back to all of these creators that are gaining these subs and this money and all of this stuff off of these views and these super chats and crying to your subscribers every night that you're spending money to search and all this and that. I hope that it works out for you now, because it's in the long run, it's not going to work out very well. But the thing is, I think that's all I have for my soapbox today. I won't get off of it though. I'm going to stand up there all night until tomorrow, until the live. But I hope that I hope they find him. I mean, I really do. I hope they find him, and I hope he ran away somewhere because the things were hard. But he just doesn't seem like the type that would run away. Yeah, where's Summer? Where's Summer? Where's Michael Vaughn? Well, we know where he's at now, but But his parents were blamed. That's what I was getting at. His parents were blamed. They still are. Michael's Vaughn's parents, their little boy, Brandy wasn't even there that day. And she gets blamed for it. She was at work. And Tyler was changing their little girl's diaper in the bedroom, that he was ordering pizza. Michael just happened to walk out the front door because he liked to play with other kids. Gone. Brandy and Tyler, they get so much crap. But they never gotten crap like these two, I don't think. I hope not. So I think that I have questions. I think that the last person or something the last sighting or something was like false. The one at the gas station, and then they were searching, but they found something, but it was like a woman's or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah. Well, I hope you guys all have a great day. Come back and see me tomorrow. I'm so tired today, guys. I'm sorry. I think it's that eclipse got me. I looked up at the sun directly for a couple seconds. I was like, where is it? If I would have just waited. It was beautiful. If you guys didn't get a chance to see it, make sure you get on the news or wherever you can and just watch it on the news. It was very cool. Very cool. I think the last time it happened was like 1800s or something. And then it'll happen again in like 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. I don't know. But I'll be older then, and I won't want to be messing with no solar eclipse. But of course, I look up at the sun and I have one eye. I was like, ow, that hurts. Oh man, I should have just waited the couple minutes. Vincent called and we watched it together. So I thought that was pretty sweet of him. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I will see you guys all tomorrow, same time, same place, all that good stuff. If there's any cases that you want me to cover, like if you're like, man, Tanya should cover this case tonight, even if it's a case we cover like on the channel, but you want me to do like an update, chime in over on the community tab. I'll make sure I check it. And, I'll make sure I start doing more polls too for you guys over there. Like that way you guys have more of a say on what we talk about each night. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good Tuesday. I thought it was Monday. My days are mixed up too. And hopefully the solar eclipse didn't mess you up like it messed me up. I'm going to go to bed now. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.